Speak into the camera.
Talk to our dozens of fans.
Our dozens. we have like.
We have a couple dozen.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
We're kind of a big deal.
Okay, so dozens of fans. Can you like spread the love and give us more fans? That would be fantastic.
More of these.
That give us thumbs up. We don't want this. We want this.
Welcome everyone to Walking After Whiskey with Shorty and Travis. I'm Shorty.
Well, we already got this up.
She's Shorty.
Nice. I'm Shorty. You're who?
We're gonna break down your latest episode of The Walking Dead tonight.
I think it's season 9, episode 11.
And I'm Travis. We're gonna break down your latest episode of The Walking Dead tonight.
We're also gonna break down some. I'm excited for this whiskey.
Ooh.
We're gonna break down some top shelf whiskey.
Absolutely. We're also gonna break down. The episode is entitled Bounty, and it's season 9, episode 11.
Let's go.
Here's to the review.
Here's to the review. Cheers, everyone.
Till the more do.
Oh, look.
We
It's gonna be
see,
a weird episode.
we get to see a fan favorite come back from the dead. We see Jesus come.
Oh.
He has risen.
Easter came early this year.
It did.
Easter came early. He put the rock aside and came out.
So Jesus rides up on horseback, and we find out why. Well, we don't find out why, but we learn that this is when Tara had left Alexandria, and we watched at the hilltop and why she would never go back. She pissed Michonne off for whatever reason, but she stole something along with some meds that she said were a little more than Michonne wanted to give, which is probably the reason why she left, I believe. But she gave a nice leather-bound case, very much from the Hidden Treasure movie from the Nick Cage.
Oh.
It was very much what that was from.
Nice.
And what was in there?
So the declaration, right? Like whatever creed that really we're going to go with going forward. This was a lot of flashbacks. Like we haven't seen like this kind of velocity of flashbacks, I guess, in a minute. But I got to start out just saying I love now what we get to look forward to. Like
Sure.
so great. Like it was such a good episode, satisfying episode for sure.
Yeah, so we get Ezekiel unrolls it out and he said, "I'll take very good care of it." And at the bottom of the declaration, there's all these articles about what what to do and for things and the rights people have. But also had all the groups at Hilltop,
Including
and
the
Alexandria,
sanctuary.
and Sanctuary. I saw that too,
Sanctuary on
and
there,
Oceanside too.
It did have Oceanside, and we haven't heard about Oceanside in forever.
So obviously this happened a long time ago, like right around the Michonne Maggie drama that happened. So Ezekiel at this point has had this thing for a while, I believe. So I'm wondering, if anyone ever signed it. So it kind of cuts around, and what we now see is we're at the hilltop, and Alpha has came with the rest of the some of the Whisperers to get back her daughter Lydia.
And I guess you don't even know how many Whisperers, right? We still don't know how many
They
Whisperers.
all look like they're zombies, so who
And
knows?
Alpha's psycho, like you see that, like she got crazy eyes going on,
Yep.
and so they're there to make a trade. We knew that going in, right? We knew
Yes.
that coming in. There was going to be a trade that was going to be made.
For Luke and the guy.
For sure. But we did not quite know the. Well, I kind of think we did. They definitely alluded to how crazy she was, or how far she was going to go to kind of get her way, I guess, right?
Sure.
So I guess we got to jump to. They brought a baby, and even Daryl. Like they cut to Daryl so much during all of this.
Sure.
Like they're really looking. Every camera was on Daryl. Every time something happened, the camera was on Daryl.
Sure.
So, baby's crying, and the mother is desperately trying to quiet that baby down.
Yeah.
And then Alpha gives her a look, and like not even a hesitation, right? Like maybe a little bit of a like whatever you could see through the zombie mask, like a little bit of and then just puts the baby down. Like okay.
Yeah, Daryl tells her, we will light you up. We will light you all up right now. And she looks over the baby, and it's almost like she knows that they have hearts still, and goes, "Oh, you light us all up? There's a baby here." Even though she will let the baby die, she's wondering like, "Will you let the baby die?" Which makes me almost believe it was a play. Like, why would you bring the baby out
she
there?
brought the baby for
But
sure.
to show them how sick we are, I will let this baby get eaten in front of you to show you how sick of a person I am.
Yeah.
And literally came across that way to me.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
like that was her play. That she knew that going in.
The poor woman that put on her baby, and you can tell she was like crying, like really. And Lydia even said, "My mom shouldn't have came here. She never does this." She goes, "I thought she wouldn't come. She did something that she would never do." So Alpha is actually showing that she's weak. Well, she's showing that she has some kind of feelings in her party because she has such a big track record of showing that she's just an animal, and she shows her that she's just an animal.
But even with that weakness, though, how she combats that, though, as soon as Lydia comes out, and I'm jumping around. I'm sorry.
Sure.
We'll come back. Jumping around. But as soon as Lydia comes back, she smacks her. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like that kind of puts her back into play.
Yep.
But one of the coolest things about this episode, though, was the sign language behind the back,
yes.
telling
The-
her, like so great. Like, how great was that?
Yeah, no, one of the best parts about that, besides the communication and just how they've adapted, to her deafness and ways to make it actually play for their benefit, was you got to actually see what she was feeling. Like how desolate would the world be with zombies around you? You can't even hear them coming near you. So she's in a cornfield where everything is literally all around you within a foot of your face. She has a baby on her. She can't hear crying. She can't hear around her, and there's zombies popping up at it everywhere. It was such a desolate, just alone feeling, and she was. I have no idea how she even has made it this far through the zombie apocalypse like this. Obviously through tricks like with sign language and things like that.
For sure, but I don't know. Like that part of the scene, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the episode.
Sure.
And how like they really try to get you to understand like she can't hear anything, and
Yes.
zombies are coming out from everywhere, but her only mission, and you see though, like we haven't had a person this compassionate in a long time.
Sure.
Like she is uber compassionate,
Yep.
and will do whatever she can to save others.
She came so close to getting eaten by zombies that she literally had to kick the zombie before it could grab the baby. Like that's how close she was. And she grabbed the baby and they were still like at her heels. And not only that, when she got into the cornfield, they were already in the cornfield. So it was like, and not knowing what's going on, not knowing what they're saying around her, only reading what Luke could say upside down to her, it was just a very, very heartfelt and just like, oh my God, like this is,
So great.
It was great.
So great. And then
So-
you knew people were going to rescue her. Like, you can't have, the baby's not going to die. Like, you knew that for a fact, but then everyone comes out, brings her back in. So good.
so let's cut to the movie theater in town.
Okay, so the mission, right? The happy mission.
Yes, the side mission and the mission.
The comedic relief
Yes.
was kind of fantastic, right? There's some great music going on. Their mission is to just make people happy. Like they want to bring back the new bulb, right? To make
Yes.
sure that their projector runs so that they can almost kind of show off a little bit, but make the fair that much more special.
Yeah, Jerry even alludes to that. It's been 5 years since they've had a bulb, which means they used to have movies at the Kingdom.
Right.
Obviously, it was a school,
All the time.
and they know how temperamental and just how fragile these bulbs are. But also, they're saying, we see Jerry's kids. Sorry, not like Jerry's kids, but okay.
A good cause. We're good. A good cause. yeah.
But we see that he says these kids have never even seen a movie. Like these kids are 5 years old and never even seen a movie. Like we owe it to them to show them how far
But
we've come.
then Jerry of all people, and like even in my notes, like I made a big heart for Jerry, like Butterfingers.
No shit.
Butterfingers Jerry, come on now.
Yeah.
And you like him so much though, like that you're like, okay, Jerry dropped it, no big deal.
Right. Down.
and you knew it was gonna come back, but all of that scene, and we talked about earlier too, like the popcorn, right? The popcorn
Right.
machine box, the zombie coming through the popcorn machine box. What I love is that we're getting kind of a little bit back more to seeing zombies again,
Sure.
which makes me super happy.
Yes.
And like their evolution, but that her coming through the box and then
Oh, yeah.
so great.
They find good ways to get them in there and hurting themselves to get at you. The zombies they're almost all wearing torns and rags now because it's been 10 years now since the apocalypse has been around.
Right.
But the scene in the movie theater made me feel like Call of Duty in the zombies levels, where it's actually in the movie theater. It was so cool. Like, oh my God, I just go around a circle and come right back up again. Super simple. And when they come outside, they thought the mission was a failure. And then Carol goes, "Doesn't the Queen have a say in all this?"
Exactly. So Carol gets to assert herself
Yep.
again. So she makes the decision, like, no, we're getting the bulb. This is what we came for. We're
Yeah.
gonna make this happen. Loved the scene. Just
Yeah.
that.
And she
whole
was
scene,
against it the whole time. She's like,
lighthearted.
she was against it the whole
Super fun.
time, but literally she's like, you know what? 30 people, what's that, 5 each?
Yeah,
Like, it was
she
like-
broke it down. Shit
Yeah.
happened, and they made it okay. They got the bulb back. They're good to go.
And
Good to go.
the side mission had a side mission, which was to get a part of the marquee
marquee.
sign inside the movie theater to actually display at the fair their Independence Declaration, which is pretty cool, or Independence Declaration.
Yeah, it's cool that no one can sign it, but let's go.
So at the end, they come back and Gerald tells Alpha, "We're not giving we're not giving you Lydia back. But then they find out the Alpha has 2 of their people, and Alpha says, you'll give me my daughter back because I have 2 of your men, and it's a good deal. And I know you make that trade.
Right.
She was fucking right.
She was right, and it was a good trade for sure. And I'm just going to, like, from the last episode, Henry's a freaking idiot. But like Enid, you have to respect. So Enid, like, she takes control. Like, I'm gonna talk Henry out of whatever I need to talk him out
Sure.
of. And in the end, though, like, Lydia has enough heart for the group that took her in,
Sure.
right? Because you could feel that if none of this happened, they would take her in. Like, you can feel it. Daryl didn't want to give her up.
Right.
So she turns herself in. Like, she does the big thing. She turns herself in, and it sucks. Daryl didn't want to do that. He knew it was going to happen, which was a hard decision for him. Like, I thought I was not gonna like that Lydia character at all, and I love her. Like,
Really?
I love her.
Well, she's been through a lot of trauma. I was telling Shorty about a couple episodes ago about how fractured her brain is, and how, like, in the episode where she was talking about how her dad shaved her beard off, but actually it was her mom shaving her head off. And so she'd been taught by her mom, and what they call that, like, Stockholm syndrome, to believe her mom's lies for so long that literally she's going through her own brain and actually pulling out the memories and remembering things for what they are now. And so she knows who her mom is, and she told Henry at the end, where they found him in his drinking cabin, that I'm going back to my mom because I have to. I want to, I have to. So Henry's kind of upset. But wasn't it kind of funny that Daryl didn't know where the woodpile passageway was?
Oh yeah, he stumbled upon it when he was trying to get over the fence or look over the fence. Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
During the whole Negan thing, they hit him there like every single night for months. Like, so you think it's like, you know exactly where this pile is. You lived in it, for a very long time. I was like, come on, Daryl, really? Really?
And it all comes back to Henry's just stupid. So we're gonna go back. But because of that, so I guess we can kind of jump towards the end.
Yes.
So Henry leaves a note.
Yep.
So wants to be found. Everyone leaves a note when they want to be found.
Sure.
So Henry leaves a note. It gets passed along. Daryl gets wind of it, and of course I'm not going back to Carol and saying I lost your kid. Like,
Yes.
that's not going to happen.
Right.
So Daryl goes after, and all the previews for the next episode are freaking fantastic. Like,
Yes.
so great.
You're gonna love this. So if you're reading the comic books right now, Henry's obviously playing the role of Carl. Think of like a really stupid Carl would be what Henry is, and Daryl is playing Rick in the sense of his leadership, but his parents are obviously Ezekiel and Carol. So it's the dynamics are still there. There's just different chess pieces on the board. But if you're reading the comic books right now, it's leading up to a very, very awesome fair coming up. But I want to let you guys know that please just be very careful of the pieces on the chessboard. The story's following
Right.
the same method. It's just the things are kind of scattered.
But so some great things coming, right? So
Yes.
Henry alludes to the scars on Daryl's back.
Yes.
Alludes to that. Michonne, we know, has the same scars on her back. So we got to figure out where that happens, and it definitely happens between that point where Maggie at some point leaves Hilltop.
Yes.
Right. So whatever happens, so great. Like, I'm so freaking excited. And then we see the symbol, right? The symbol of on the road.
Yes.
At the very last cut scene, there's that symbol of the V with the line over the cross, and we've talked about this. Does
Yeah.
it mean people are going to be headed? Is it a different group that's coming in? Like, what does that mean?
So it looks like a stick figure, like with the arms sticking out and the legs that are on a cross, almost like a hangman without the head, which alludes to when Jesus died. Obviously, he crossed that line, and they saw that symbol there too. So the Whisperers are very much about boundaries. Like, don't come in our boundaries, and we will leave you alone. We don't want. Jesus says we don't want conflict. Like, we'll give you conflict if you want it, but we don't want it. And so I really believe them, but I really just don't understand how they think that they own this stretch of land. Like, that's kind of like a big deal to me, that they think they just own this shit.
Well, because they own the zombies. Like, they
right.
have figured
These
out
are
how to own the.
zombies.
Right. I mean, they own 90% of the population.
Get on up and shake your slippery alien.
Woo!
Shake it.
I heard that. Sure is looking good.
Oh, yeah.
If not 95, right? Or whatever percentage of the population that they own. So they own the zombies. So
Democrats.
You know what? I'm like, yeah,
You're gonna see.
We're gonna let that go.
You're gonna see like this, how big this horde is. Like literally, when Henry looks over, and he doesn't get to see it at first, but well, Carl doesn't. He just hears thousands of things walking around. Rick gets to see this pile in the comic books, the zombies. It is literally every zombie from like a 5-state mashup. It is crazy.
I think what they've done so far with this season is made me super excited for the next season. Like
Sure.
it is the build up and the unanswered questions and all the illusions that they're doing. Like it is. I'm so excited for what's
Right.
going to happen next. Like it's kind of ridiculous.
Right,
great.
it's
They've
exciting.
done a great job.
The director's doing a great job. Keeping you the pace is fast. And I was telling Shorty too about Enid saying, she referenced, just say something. So given all those people that, just survive somehow. Given all those people that watched it for a long time, those
It's like a song.
those little cookies that we should be entitled to for watching the show since the beginning. So this should put little fruits of our labor from all shows we've watched. We got to watch it come to fruition into the season we have now. I could be very wordsmith sometimes.
Eloquent. Super eloquent.
Yes. I feel so magnanimous with my words today.
I feel like we were all over the board, but there was so much to talk about in this episode. There was a lot. There was so much to reference
a good
in this
board.
episode. So,
Yeah, oh, such a good board.
yeah. Like, post it.
What was that, Shorty?
To the more do.
Tullamore We're drinking Tullamore Dew here at Junction Brewery and Grill in West American Canyon Road, American Canyon, California. It's an amazing bar, amazing whiskeys,
is an
amazing
amazing
beers
bar.
here. Shorty,
Amazing
tell us about this
bartender.
place.
So we can't talk this place up enough, right? We can't
Try
talk
to,
it enough.
try to.
So Scott puts up with us, right?
All right now.
Scott. Scott, right? It's all right now. So Scott puts up with us. The wait staff puts up with the cooks,
Yeah.
but everybody puts up with us. So it's fantastic. Home away from home.
It's a good time. We're family here. They make great food here, family style, or just some solo plates. They have great happy hour specials here. Junction Brewery and Grill, we're part of your family. We love you guys very much.
Yep.
Let's talk about Tullamore Dew.
Tullamore Dew.
Do the do. So Scott turns on this bottle tonight, and it's actually I'm not a fan of Irish whiskey. This is a very good Irish whiskey.
Pat would punch you in the face right now.
Pat would prove me wrong, and I would love to be proven wrong.
Pat would punch you in the face right now.
Patty's Pub.
Yeah, Patty's. St. Patty's Pub, or Patty's Pub. Patty's Pub, Woodland, California. Anyways, Pat actually does a whiskey tasting with Tullamore Dew, and that was blind taste test, like kind of thing, and that was my favorite actually.
Really?
So yeah, it was my favorite.
It's very smooth. If you look up the tasting notes, it says like lemony, a lot of citrus, vanilla things. I don't taste that all in this fucking bottle.
I just get smooth.
It's
Smooth.
very smooth. You don't need a chaser. Very, very Irish whiskey tasting, very light. Not hot. You can tell it's been aged well, and it tastes delicious. You can drink it straight. I drink my whiskey straight with a Coke bag, and I don't need a Coke bag for that.
It's a Coke bag.
In my early 38s and 37s, I'm 39 now, so it's kind of like it's kind of like a long time ago, like almost like 8 months ago. But right now, I drink it straight.
So I'm gonna toast the baby. I'm toasting the baby that survived.
I'm going to toast Negan's Kingdom, who won our Funko Pop
Nice.
this week.
Very nice.
She didn't win this Funko Pop. She chose Rosita. So please watch us the next couple of episodes, because we're going to give away Funko Pops, some very rare ones from my own stash. Like this guy right here, he's worth almost $40. And I also got this Carl one coming up too with his
He's going Coral.
Coral. So please watch our episodes. We love you guys, and we'll give you some free shit. Good
Shit,
idea?
yeah.
Shit what?
Shit, yeah.
Shit, yeah. All right now.
All right now.
Just show me. How did I get that song in my head?
Thank you.